Turn my headphones up. All right.
Damn, Jay,
It's 8:15 with the Trap Queen. 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 You know the vibes. Yeah, you know the vibes. What's up, beautiful people? It's Pretty Girl Love Trap content, and welcome to the Trap, aka Bible study, okay? And we are discussing Power Season 4, Episode 7 tonight, okay? So let's put on those seatbelts because it's gonna be a bumpy little ride up in here, okay? Well, before we get into the details of it all, please make sure you are liking this video, subscribe to my channel. Please, let's have fun in the chat. And if you're watching the replay, let's get down to comments and discuss, okay? What a good looking family we have here, all right? But too bad it's low-key fake, okay? Because everybody is lying to everybody, okay? What's up, DeMarcus, De Niro Beats? Thank you for coming through. And whoever else is watching and not in the chat, okay? So, the St. Patrick's is doing a lot. All right. So let's get into the beginning of the episode because we left off with Kanan putting the old bullets in his dear sister / cousin. Okay. RIP the jukebox. Okay. But you was a menace, girl. You had to go. All right. What's up, Ronald Cameron? So, Tommy gets back in town from Chicago, okay? Well, you know, he made a little pit stop in Cincinnati to handle Holly's uncle, all right? But he goes to the stash spot and notices Big Grimace. Pretty much, he got a little zip tie situation going on. So goes to zip tied Grimace. Because, you know, that sleeper was going to keep him on sleep for a little bit, but we had to make sure he was, you know, tied up because we had to make the moves, all right? He's letting him know, yo, Ghost and Kanan came through. They robbed us. They killed Marcus. Like, bro, it's been a lot going on, okay? And Tommy's like, what? So I'm like, this is why I feel like Tommy shouldn't have been able to really leave town without having no type of communication to nobody. Like, this is so frustrating to me. Like, I could see one burner phone, you know, in the city, but you got to have another 2 burner phones somewhere, okay? And if and I had to ask myself this question. Hey, Savannah, thank you for coming through. Now, we are drug dealers, right? So, with these phones that they're using, in my eyes, they all should be burner phones. Now, this is like, I don't feel like they're using Verizon or AT&T. I feel like they're using like Cricket or get your regular, you know, phones from the bodega, corner store, if you will, right? So what does it matter, you know what I'm saying, if your phone is with you or not? Because technically it shouldn't even be traceable unless for business purposes, y'all have like y'all regular phone, you know, your legal phone that y'all keep on y'all. Really, this is for Tommy, not really for Ghost, because Ghost, I'm sure he wants to have, you know, a legal phone, if you will. But I don't know. I just feel like, long story short, Tommy should just had some type of communication with somebody. Even though Big Grim over there tied up, couldn't call nobody, I feel like he should have been able to have access to the peoples in the New York of the city. All right. Hey, Amira, then how are you? Thank you for coming through. America, then. Sorry. The eyes is tricking me. Meanwhile, Ghost and Tariq, they're on the subway train, okay? Because they got to get back from Queens to Tribeca, all right? And your boy Tariq is looking out of it, okay? He got a little blood on his collar and everything. Ghost is looking at everybody on the train. They're looking at him all suspect or what have you. And of course, we have another like father, son across for them. And he's kind of looking. I'm like, Ghost, what you thinking about? Having a regular life with a regular family? What's up, Lottie V? How are you? Thank you for coming through, Lottie D. So Tommy gets a call from Ghost while he's talking to Big Grim. And so he was like, yo, like, what's up? What you got going on up in here? Because you done robbed me and killed my folk. Like, what's up? So he was like, Tariq's in trouble. And, you know, every time Tommy hears Tariq or any of the kids, all bets are off, okay? Because he loved them babies. All right. So he picks up, well, he goes to scoop up Ghost and Tommy. So Ghost is pretty much updating him like what had happened. He was like, yo, Kanan and Jukebox pretty much done kidnapped Tariq. Okay. And so he was like, oh, dang, Tasha was telling the truth. He was like, what you mean Tasha was telling the truth? And he's reverting back to when Ghost first went to jail and, you know, Tasha was sent the photo of Tariq and Kanan's arm. And he was like, well, you know, Tasha was telling me, you know, some guy with this arm was in the picture, but, you know, Tariq came home, so it was all good. So Ghost is like, what the hell? God dang, Tasha. I know he was like that in his head. So, you know, he was like, you know, pretty much Kanan saved Tariq's life by killing Jukebox. And sorry, bro, about your money and about your about your dead homie. And Tommy was like, if it was anybody else in any other situation, you would be dead. Okay. And Ghost was like, I ain't gonna lie. I know, bro. So, you know, Tommy have to really they love each other. They're gonna lose money, yes. They're gonna lose folk, but at the end of the day, them brothers are going to stay united. And it was for the kids. You know what I'm saying? What ODB said? He said he loved the kids. Tommy loved the kids. All right. DeMarcus and Tariq was in shock after seeing Kanan taking out Jukebox. He said Tommy calling Jukebox a crazy bee was hilarious. That is facts. America, then yes, he always blamed Tasha. Tasha was always the problem when it came to Ghost. Okay. What's up, Moochie Boo? Thank you for coming through. I sent you the link, but you're probably busy, so I understand, Boo. So Tommy immediately goes to Tariq. It was like, yo, Tariq. Did Dre know that Kanan was alive? Like, was he telling the truth about picking you up from some corner, taking you to some party? And he was like, no, Dre was telling the truth. He didn't know Kanan was alive. I said, God darn it, Tariq. See, this is why I hated the two top people that I hated at this point was Tariq St. Patrick and Andre Coleman. Like, they was on my list, okay? They could have both go together in my book at this time. I hate it, especially when he was doing this episode. Tariq, you can go. You can go. You over here lying. Oh my God. Y'all don't understand how much I hated this little boy at this point. So, you know, Tommy was like, all right, cool. I'm like, Tommy, do you have a lie meter? Do you have a lie detector? Can you tell that your grandson is lying to you? And I'm going to bring on somebody who hated Tariq just as much as I do at this point. Let me know when you're ready, boo. But yes, Lord, Tariq got on my darn nerves lying. Give me the thumbs up if you're ready. Okay.
I'm ready. Look, I ain't gonna go on camera today because I ain't even hear from you, so I didn't know what you was doing. Because I'm so confused with the podcast thing. I thought you was doing that, so I got thrown off.
I should have texted you. But
yeah, I wish you would have, because then I would have did my face and stuff. I ain't even do my face. I just was here uploading videos and stuff and getting my stuff together for tomorrow. But anywho,
yeah, I had a crazy day. My bad, girl.
Yeah, what you was talking about?
Talking about Tariq lying.
Oh yeah, this is when. Listen, this is when I first got introduced to coming on the YouTube, y'all. So this is when I couldn't stand Tariq. I thought he was something else. He needed his behind whipped, all of that. He was just getting on my nerve with how out of control he was because he was just causing nothing but drama.
That is facts. Facts. Yes, America. Then I'm not sure if you're a guy or girl. I'm just gonna say you said you think Tariq saw some value in keeping Dre around. Yes, because the one thing I must say, especially with this episode, Dre pretty much always kept it 100 with Tariq, and at this point, Tariq. This whole episode, he's been asking people questions, and they've been even lying to him or throwing him to the left. So I think he understood like Dre is going to try to keep it 100 as much as he could. So that was pretty much the only person he could probably trust at this point.
Mm-hmm. And just because Savannah said it, she said, put some lipstick on and get on camera. Exactly. All right, look, I'm going to put the
I agree.
Lip gloss on. I'm gonna have my lip gloss popping and come on camera, all right? But I don't like.
Yeah, come on, little mama, get your lip gloss.
We already know, DeMarcus, you can't stand Tariq and Tasha. We already know.
Tell them why you mad, son.
Yeah, tell them why you mad, son.
Hey, Tamika's dead. Thank you for coming through. So, Ghost and Tariq gets back to the penthouse, and Tasha is tight. And Tariq had the gall to be bucking up to Tasha. You lied to me. She's like, what are you talking about? He was like, about Sean. And she's like, Sean. She's thinking like, man, that was last week's booty. I ain't got time to be thinking about Sean. You know how much stuff that happens this Sean? She's like, boy, if you don't get out my face about some damn Sean.
You got to remember, him and Sean was really tight.
No, him and Sean was really tight. I understood, but I know in Tasha's perspective, she's like, my husband just came home. I halfway don't want to be around him. You know, I got all this other stuff going on. So, you know, a lot has happened since Sean died. So from her point of view, she's like, boy, bye. But yeah, him and Sean, no doubt, were like, that was his big brother. So
yeah, that was like his big brother.
Yeah.
Sure, and then he thought he was going to be his stepdad. So, you know, he really was happy. Nah, he ain't know that. I'm just playing.
Oh, gosh. So
he thought he was gonna be his daddy, his second daddy.
Sean, that would have been so awkward. Sean ain't nothing but a few years older than Tariq. Child.
Yeah, but he had a daddy homie.
A daddy homie.
A daddy homie.
So Tariq storms off to his room, and Ghost was like, hey, is the girls here? She was like, no, they with Big Mama. Big Mama was putting in work that thing, y'all. She was doing that rent was getting paid. She was watching them kids. Okay, that's the least she could do. But Raina overhears this very heated conversation between Tasha and Ghost. And Ghost was upset. He was like, why you didn't tell me that Tariq was over here messing around, hanging out with Kanan? She was like, oh, he is still alive. And she was like, dang, I asked him about it, whatever. And she was like, I tried. This man had a nerve to say, you had one job.
No. How you blaming it on him? First of all. Second of all, he wasn't saying he was hanging out with Kanan. He said his name was Slim. So how he was supposed to know that?
Exactly.
Come on now. And he always want to blame Tasha for stuff.
Yes.
Yes, DeMarcus. He always want to blame Tasha for stuff DeMarcus on. You know I got to call you out, DV. All right? Anywho. Lots of love to you.
Hey, Tony Porter, what's up? DeMarcus, you said Tasha didn't seem happy that James St. Patrick was out of prison like Monet. Yes, that's actually a good correlation. Yes.
Because you know why? Because Steiny was getting ready to blow her back out. That's why, Steiny was getting into it. You remember we was calling him Steiny a couple of weeks ago.
Child. Oh, I cannot. But
Terry Silver, that is, y'all.
Yes, Silver. But yeah, she was like, no, I had a lot going on. I'm trying to build up money for you getting out of jail. You know, I'm over here trying to get these kids round up. Now, I do believe Tasha should have did more when it came to Tariq in terms of knowing his whereabouts. Like, I feel like he was a little too free, but at the same time, I'm gonna give her a small pass. But I feel like, I don't know, I just grew up in the era where our parents knew our friends and knew our friends' parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the most part. Now, when I became a teen, older and teen, that's really not the case so much. But at least your friends, your parents knew your closest friends. Like, the people that you mentioning around the house, they gonna at least know their face. What's up, Big Wolf? Thank you for coming through. Yeah. Ghost had the nerve to say, well, this was a crime I didn't commit. And she was like, well, it's because you stick your, you know what, in that Fed be like,
because you did, you know,
yes. That Fed nurse ain't got nothing to do with Angela. She was like, is you serious right now? I was like, all right, Ghost, you doing too much. You know darn well.
Yeah, everything to do with Angela, because if Angela wasn't mad, she wouldn't have been like, you know, I'm just going to arrest him and put him in jail because he killed my boyfriend. Come on now.
She was like, the only reason you wanted to be with her is because you could live your little pretend life. We was real up in here, Ghost. I was like, all right, Tasha. But meanwhile, Raina over there listening, and she, of course, going to listen to the fact when Tasha was telling Ghost, well, we wouldn't be dealing with Kanan if you would have killed him like I told you
to. Oh, yeah. Wasn't he supposed to do that instead of putting him in jail?
Yes. But he didn't want to because he loved him. That's what he told Kanan. Sometimes you need to dead people. even Kanan told him last episode, you made the wrong choice.
And then he was supposed to look. He thought he did when he was burnt up and everything.
Yeah.
So he really thought he finished the job that time. And that was a good fight when they had that one.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. But yeah, another thing that Ghost said in the scene that pissed me off. She was like, well, ever since you left our family, Tariq's been pretty much wilding out, being disrespectful. He said, I didn't leave the family. I left for you. I said, no, you didn't.
How you going to say that and you don't even spend time with your kids? You left all of them to frolic around with Miss Angela Valdez, ADA.
In that little apartment. I mean, it's a nice size. I'm just...
No, not for look, for her salary, she should have had a little bit of bigger place.
Yeah, but I think if she wouldn't have all those responsibilities, but
she probably would have a bigger spot.
She was sending Junior to school, paying for Poppy, and I'm sure helping Paz out. So that's why she had to live a little meager life.
I'm sorry. She would have been better off buying a house and putting them jokers in each room.
That's fact.
And having a backyard instead of being in the city.
She probably didn't want to live with Paz, old aggravated. Paz probably would have been what Big Mama was doing. Yep. Shut up, okay?
Look. You cannot be messing around with him. He means you no good.
Ghosts would never be able. They have to be at hotels. But they would never be.
Yeah, of course they would have been at hotels. He couldn't have been staying there.
Poppy would have been wilding out his little hospital bed.
I can't stand him. He's a bum. That's how he would have been. Because remember, he was like that.
Yes.
This is the guy that used to be on the corner.
I smell him in the other room. I know he's here. I smell him. He reeks.
He reeks of dirt from outside.
He's trash. He's trash, Angela. What's up, Blazing Shadows? He said, I'm sorry. I hated how Ghost was disrespecting Tasha every turn. It was giving colorism.
Really? I mean, I didn't get it from that until the last episode and until the last season. That's when I felt that vibe.
Yeah.
I also felt that vibe when he said that comment and half. That's Brillo's favorite quote.
Yeah.
The half smart chicken head.
Yes.
You know he don't like to talk about his daughter, but you know how that goes.
He don't care.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Hey, Rainy J, how are you? Yes, R.I.P. to Miss Tina Turner. Horrible news. But I was like, you know what? Because it was already on my list for the summer. I'm gonna just go ahead and review What's Love Got to Do with at least my favorite parts or like pivotal parts of the movie. So look out.
Yeah, we was talking about that. That was on the list for the throwback.
So I'll be looking to do that in the next week or so. But yes, heated argument. Raina looking all confused and whatnot because she was like, "Oh, now my mama telling my daddy to be murdering people." So she also tells, daddy that you got some guests coming up. So this is what I don't like about this whole penthouse situation. Like, Raina mentioned to Ghost, like, hey, Caesar, I think he's the front door man. Doorman pretty much said somebody's on the way up. You ain't give me no authorization to be coming up in my elevator.
Yeah. Wait. Hold up. Let's go back. Didn't you do this a couple of weeks ago when he was trying to get in the penthouse, Ghost, and they stopped him at the desk? How this person coming straight up and he's older and paid, and you mean to tell me they couldn't make an announcement that he was coming up?
I ain't hear no phone ring, no nothing. I
No,
mean,
and
I'm
here
sure
comes Simon
Tasha.
Stearns up in this piece.
I'm sure Tasha. I believe she actually notified, Caesar that Ghost wasn't allowed, but that's still the same thing. Like, hold up, you can't be having random people. I pay too much money up in here, but you be having random people up here without being notified me. I mean, I got a cell phone, I got a house phone. Get a pigeon to come up to my window. Like, you need to let me know somebody trying to see me, okay? And if none of that worked, they need to go back home. But Stern was like, surprise James. You know how he be talking.
Hold up, I gotta go off camera.
Go ahead, do Stern.
Surprise James. You do still owe me money because I did the floater for you, so I do want the club truth.
Oh my ever-loving nerves. But he was like, well, we have to, redo your image. So, I have the consultants here and we're going to go ahead and we're going to have like a little interview with Olivia. Apparently, Olivia is like one of those top people that you interview, kind of Oprah-like, what have you. And he also mentions like, well, Tasha, you and the kids going to have to be part of it. She was like, get somebody else to do it. I don't have to be a part of this. But he was mentioning like, hey, this is kind of important for the image, it's the package deal at this point. And I'm like, Tasha, well, you can't get too upset because you was the one who done borrowed money from this man.
You done borrowed money from this man, and now you got to march to his tune right now because y'all put the club in this man's hand practically, and no. Yeah. She didn't even think this all the way through.
No.
And she just was speeding. The money would have been freed up in a couple of days. It would have been that bad. You mean to tell me y'all couldn't put some, get some money orders and send out bills? Come on, take it back in the days. Or get some cashier checks or something. I don't know.
She could have figured it out, but she was being fast. But the lady was like, well, it looks cute in here, but we just gotta redecorate. I'm like, redecorate? What you talking about? But they gotta make it camera ready. Meanwhile, Mock is telling the crew, Angie, Saxon, Sandoval, that they're gonna be suspended for just a little while longer. They may actually get fired. So Angie was like, well, you should have been fired as well. He was like, well, I pretty much pleaded and told them that I just got here, okay? And I ain't had nothing to do with what y'all been doing for the past few months. So I got cleared to, keep my job. So they kind of feeling real salty. Of course, I just love how they just be panning in Sandoval's face because we know he guilty the whole time.
Heck yeah, he looked guilty. You can see the words guilt on his forehead. Yeah. You know how I use that little red light where you can see the blue light where you can see something? You'll see guilt written across his forehead. Because he is guilty. Gilty.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, I wish I could skip this.
Oh, Lord.
So Tommy gets a call from Dre, and they meet up at the warehouse that Julio was killed in. And he was, playing it off. But Tommy was like, no, he don't really know all this right now. He just was pretty much, given the address. And he was like, Dre, how long did you know that Kanan was alive? He's like, Kanan? I didn't know he was alive. So, of course, Dre's lying his behind off. And I swear, in real time, I don't know. Do you feel like, because it's frustrating me, especially with this episode, like at this point, I feel like Tommy is giving Dre too many passes, too many side-eyed situations that he's ignoring. And I'm like, Tommy, wake up. Like, this dude is playing everybody. I don't get it.
I just felt like they made Tommy, this is when I felt like Ghost was the brains and Tommy was the muscle because he was just running circles around dude.
Yes. Like, I felt like if Dre did spend a lot of time with Ghost, but I felt like Ghost probably would have caught on a little more. But they all distracted. They got a lot going on. So I'm going to just chalk it up to a lot of multitasking over here. But, of course, he convinces Tommy halfway that he didn't believe or know that Kanan was alive. And he was like, well, let's get to real business, okay? Julio was supposed to meet these new perimeters. Oh, Lord, can't talk. In this warehouse. And this is his car. His car is still here. So they go inside. And of course, Tommy, he's a little upset because Julio is found on the ground, and he noticed his little 718 tattoo gone. So of course, it's apparent that is a Todos Locos kill. Of course, he pissed off. He was like, "Dang, they weren't supposed to do that. They ain't following instructions."
Yup.
So Tommy says, "Well, find a good spot for Julio." I'm like, "You even gonna help Tommy?" But Dre, trifling behind, gonna kneel down next to Julio. I win MF. I say, you gotta die now.
Yeah, I was mad at that. This is when I really started like, oh, I can't stand this little.
Yes, DeMarcus. Yes. So, wow, Tommy is still low-key, shocked. Dre was like, well, long story short, could I have his job?
You know?
Tommy said the body ain't even still warm, bro. Like, dang. Like,
once he said, he should have been like, no.
Yeah. Because it's too suspicious at this point. And, he was like, well, Julio, he knew what he signed up for. He's part of the game, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, see. Then eventually Tommy's like, you got the job, kid. I was like, God.
I wouldn't have given it to him.
That pissed me.
He would have been better off putting his big man in charge.
Yeah, but Big Grim, even though we say Julio has weaknesses,
he's not too smart either.
Yeah, he ain't. He's just clearly for the physicality of it all. Child. Oh Lord. America, that you said Dre is one of your favorite characters. He's one of those characters you love to hate. I ain't even gonna lie. But yes. I was aggravated. Aggravated, hating. Thank you for coming through. So moving on, because I can't look at Julio's body again. Ghost pretty much trying to calm Tommy down because Tommy wants revenge, okay? And he was like, Tommy, we don't need that type of heat. I just got out. This case is still not over because they still can try to find some new stuff to, convict me on. So I need you to chill out. And so Tommy was like, I ain't pretty much listening to you. Like,
I don't gotta listen to you. We ain't working together like that no more.
Exactly. He was like, nah, I need to get revenge. They playing with us out here in these streets. Like, what's up? And then I want your opinion on this, Moochie. Mm-hmm. So Tasha is telling Raina about, well, first she was trying to play it off, and Raina was like, what's going on here? Everybody lying, and y'all not telling me the truth. You treat me like a little girl. Like, what's up? And so, she was trying to educate her on Kanan. Well, have you ever heard of anybody named Kanan? He's dark skinned, he has a burnt arm. You just, explain to him, well, he's very dangerous. Stay away. She's like, why? Like, you're not giving me no insight. And I'm like, Tasha, I would have went on somebody.
She got a computer right in front of her. Come on now. She got a laptop right in front of her. Why she ain't Googled it?
That's what I'm saying. Find a picture. He is a known prisoner. He been on the news and nothing. Like, I feel like you should have showed a picture, because saying he dark brown skin or whatever, that ain't enough.
And you saying all of this right in front of her laptop, where she could have took that laptop while she was talking and Googled his name.
Yes. And to further talk about Tasha, her daddy here, y'all. Brillo.
Oh, what up?
What up, though? What's good?
What's up? Grandfather here. So he don't want to talk about this, because this is when they were shunning him all of this time.
What's going on?
What you doing?
We're in the middle of talking about your daughter and how she's explaining to your granddaughter to stay away from Kanan. But I feel like she should have did more than just give it a brief description. She should have found a picture or something if you really wanted her to stay away. Or are we tripping, Brillo?
No, I mean, she got to make it urgent for both.
Yes.
Tell the truth about how dangerous he is. But
okay, Brillo, do you think they dropped the ball with this?
Huh?
Do you think they dropped the ball with this, for them to be talking about Kanan and this and that, and they got a laptop in front of them where they didn't use Google?
I don't know if Kanan would have been on. I mean, yeah, y'all doing a little too much with that.
He just kidnapped the child.
If what you call it, if with Bird Chest, if Bird Chest could have did Googled Diana father, why couldn't she Google Kanan?
I mean, I guess, but you know, I
Hey,
wasn't about to
favorite
do all
girl.
that.
Hey, Daria. I don't know. I just
Very
feel like if
Chastity.
you are, like I said, I haven't tried to. You know how like every city be having a little newspaper when people get arrested. They got something like, and they got it online too. So I mean, I know they didn't probably have it back at
You
this
could have found
time,
the
but
bug shot
we
or
got resources. Like you could have found something, Tasha. Ain't no
whatever.
back in the day pics of nowhere
I was
nobody.
just gonna say that. You mean to tell me ain't no back in the days pictures? They like this doing a little that,
Exactly
and
in the
no, come on
club.
now.
Act like you chicken. Act like you chicken.
Yeah, come on.
Well, I do know everything not gonna match up like real life.
I was aggravated, but Raina, she's starting to get aggravated too. Like she's low key, Tariq here, but Raina like right here. She getting aggravated. But Mock is talking to Sax and Sandoval. They're pretty much trying to pin Donovan as the mole of killing Greg. And while Donovan is over there talking to Angie, and they're trying to, figure out who's the mole because Angie's still suspended. Donovan still has his job. So she's trying to get it in because, she has to find her beloved Greg's killer. Lord, aggravated. So Ghost talks to Proctor and learns that Tommy kills the Homeland Security agent. And he was like, yeah, and he killed him in my house. And he was like, Proctor, you need to get your house clean professionally and again and again and again. Do y'all think, I don't know, I feel like, Proctor is one of my favorites. So I wouldn't want him to die at all. But do y'all think that Ghost should have probably killed him sooner than what Tommy was? Like, because Proctor, he was really getting suspicious of Proctor and all the things he had over them. Do you think Ghost did the right thing by keeping him around? I think he did, but just looking back, I'm like, I feel like if it was anybody else, they would have been dead.
This is crazy right here. Pretty Girl Loves Trap content.
What?
I gotta say the full name because it's like this is another questionable character alliance that you have that I'm noticing with the characters that you align yourself with. It's this Julio straight up sucker.
That's not true.
No, how dare you, Brillo?
Hey, come on.
How dare you, Brillo?
I'll put myself on mute. Go ahead. Let's let him talk.
You like how the man looks. I get it. It's but this love that you have for Proctor is moving off pure fear. He was willing to snitch on Tommy at a heartbeat. That's why he even kept the computer. Yeah, I don't get the love for Proctor. I don't get the Julio. It's just like, yeah, I don't know. Like, why did you like Proctor so much? He's a slime. He's kind of sleazy. Like, you can't trust him, like you said. Yes, Ghost should have eliminated him. He's sleazy. Like only reason why Ghost has him because he has dirt on him, and he's giving his wife coke. I mean, he's not really pressing like a Davis. He's not really in the street. I don't know. I don't get nothing from Proctor for real. Like as I'm doing this rewatch, like, I'm confused as to like why do you like Proctor?
Because Proctor was a smart and hell of a good goddamn lawyer. That's why. And when it comes to Julio, the looks are just the icing on the cake. Julio was loyal, okay? He knew what he was doing. He was loyal to the team. I don't understand why you think Proctor is not really a good character.
I mean, he was a good lawyer, but when you say like, yeah, he definitely was a solid lawyer, a great lawyer. But he was a liability. Like the fact that you would keep this leverage on Tommy go down, that's just like Ghost going down. Like I get that you think Ghost gonna be okay with you ratting on Tommy? You gonna get yourself. Ghost would have never been okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Ratting on Tommy is like ratting on Ghost. Why don't he get that?
But I also feel like on some level, just how like I don't want to talk about the show, but I feel like when you are dirty or a lawyer that's kind of doing some questionable things with your clients, because in theory you are defending criminals at this point, you're going to have some type of gray area and some things that you're not going to be really ethical on. And the fact that Tommy kind of made Proctor a liability, because he killed the dude in his house. What are you going to say about this?
I feel like if they would have.
That's because Proctor trying to back my bad, Mooch. Just because.
Oh no, it's all right. I'll wait.
Boring.
I feel like
even, you know what I'm saying, meeting with the Homeland dude, he backdooring.
He was trying to help Ghost. He was trying to get information.
He was trying to get information, and Tommy just spazzed out when that happened.
Prove that my man wasn't that my man was clean or whatever. The Knox. What do you even like? You shouldn't even have that. I don't know. I know.
Well, no, that was Malcolm's his goal, but at the same time, Proctor was using him as well because that kind of would prove Ghost to be, innocent. So they pretty much had different goals, but they kind of had aligned interest in a sense. Because they were trying to prove Ghost killed Greg over like a love kill thing.
Proctor. I like Proctor too, but like to answer your question, yeah, I wouldn't have minded if Ghost eliminated him. He was a liability at the end of the day. But I mean, he wasn't a bad guy, but definitely was a liability to the organization.
What did you have to say, Moochie?
Oh, I was gonna say with this whole thing with Proctor, we didn't start to see that he could have a dirty side until they brought his cousin into the fold. Oh, that was his cousin, right? Benny, right?
Yeah.
So if remember they was talking about him being affiliated with the mafia, they brought that in, but I feel like they brought it in a little too late. Yeah. I feel like if it was brought in sooner, then you could have made him where he still has that wild streak, and he would have been able to do crime and stuff like that. But overall, he was a good lawyer, man. Yeah, I mean, he was a good lawyer to the point where they had to strategically get rid of him, get him off the case.
Yeah,
because he was basically beating them in the courtroom.
Exactly.
So they had to do some little underhanded tactics. You know how the FBI does all of this stuff with the whole Ghost situation, where they're bending the rules and kind of breaking them, making it work for them, and they did just that just to get him off the case. As far as I saw somebody make a comment about Terry Silver and his ethics, but he basically talked down to Ghost, so that wasn't working for him, because you're not going to talk to me like I'm playing this off, even though I am. But you're not gonna pull my card like that. That's how Ghost was. So this nigga I can't keep around. That's how he felt.
Silver, bro, if you could take my money, I don't want to hear all that. So that goofiness with Terry Silver, you taking the man's money, you could try to validate it by saying I'm gonna do something good with it. But that's the same thing every dope dealer across the world says, right? I'm doing something bad or doing something shady, but I'm gonna do some good with it. I'm gonna buy some turkeys. No, bro. You should never talking to this man like he's nothing. He's this slime ball, but you could take his money. Where do you think the money came from, Terry?
But like Tommy said when he was leaving Proctor's house after he killed Malcolm, he was like, find another lawyer in New York City. You crazy, because you're not gonna find too many lawyers that's gonna be down with the get down like Proctor has been. Like, that's pretty much a dime a dozen situation. You can come across a Terry Silver or some, any guy that they'll have their limits when it comes to what they're gonna deal with. But the amount of dirt that Proctor knew what Ghost and Tommy was into, and to keep that, to the chest, and he's still covering for them, even though now he's an accessory, but he tried to, he had the laptop. Yes, he hides it, but I think a lot of people would have been like, here you go, please free me, because these fools is crazy over here. I feel like Proctor held it down for as long as he could. But let's move on to your daughter, Tasha St. Patrick and Terry Silver. because she, is discussing with Silver how Ghost has to do this interview and she doesn't want to be a part of it. But he tells her, no, boo, you got to do it because it's, looks good for his image. Okay. And she was like, well, okay, as long as you'll be there to support us, that's fine. He was like, I'm not going to be representing your husband anymore. And he's over Ghost. And she was like, I really want to. Here's the point. He was like, well, I'll be there for you. So now we're starting to see the little,
the hard thing, just goofiness on all parts, man.
We'll get into them a little
You
later.
play your damn position, Tasha. All you need to do is just look good for the camera, but you want all this designer stuff. She's a goofball.
Why you keep going to that? Yeah, she like designer stuff, but come on now, you
gotta PG. You gotta play your position. Interview. Ain't nobody asked you to reconcile with the dude. You want all this pretty. You want all this stuff, right? So he got to keep his image up so you can get everything you want. It's in your best interest. You're not asking him to go.
I'm not talking about her not wanting to be part of the interview. It's more so you keep saying she wants designer stuff. At some point in this show, she didn't even care about that stuff anymore.
It's what you want this life. You want to live in that penthouse. You want this life, right? Okay, if you don't want to do the interview, okay, move on and be on your own. You got to do something.
I agree.
You got to do something. All you gotta do is smile for the camera. You can't even do that. She gotta do something, PG. Damn.
I agree with that. But at the same time, she's feeling Silver, so she's feeling a little
confused. Go feeling man. Stand on yours as a woman. Go be with Silver. Say no, I'm not doing it, and let your proverbial, you know what's hang.
But at the same time, this is her husband. And honestly, whatever happens to Ghost is going to never be happen to her because they have a family, believe it or not, regardless of the romantic thing. If Ghost fails in terms of anything financially or socially, it affects her on some level.
Facts.
But I do believe she needs to go ahead and ride with it.
That's even more reason to sit your goofy self down.
Yeah. I feel like
the camera.
Yeah.
And she got him in that position too. So
I felt like she needed to play the part.
Yeah.
He feels like when I say that Ghost felt like he was talking down, he did feel like that because he feels like he hides that image so well that if somebody calls him out on it, he takes it as them talking down to him.
Yeah.
But the person is doing it because he is what he is. Yeah. It's Terry Silver. But that's how he interprets it in my eyes. That's how I feel.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna talk about them a little more later on.
If you gonna come, Terry Silver gonna come with that energy. You gotta stand on that. You can't be no sucker getting choked out. Come on, bro.
And what's up, Support Gaming? Thank you for coming.
Hey, Support Gaming.
Silver is the original Salim Ashe Freeman. I cannot. Just to go over this real quick, Dre's plan is kind of falling apart a little bit because the Todos Locos pretty much has a fall guy who pretty much they're blaming Julio's murder on. And Tommy, he's smart enough to figure this out. He was like, this little pup, like even he said at Brillo, Julio was true OG, okay? This pup wouldn't have been able to just handle Julio.
I heard what he said. I need to see it.
You saw it. It was 3 against 1.
Yeah.
Come on.
But it was like he had to get the okay from somewhere. That's how Tommy's
y'all
saying it.
You know that boy wasn't pressing like that. Come on, man. Why are we pretending in the trap today, man? He was not pressing. Okay. We hear the rumors and this and that. Okay, he was running with
rumors.
Look, I heard it was 3-on-1. You got to make it out of that. He got his life took. Period.
I want to see you in a 3-to-1 match, bro. See what you doing with the hands.
What you gonna do once you get sliced in your little Achilles? That's what I want to know. How you really moving?
Ain't nobody coming.
You not bobbing and weaving because you know your step is.
I'm not gonna be in the room with Dre without my people. For one and first and foremost, Silver Spoon going right next to me.
Oh well, that ain't enough. You need more people
right next to me.
You need more people.
My grandson. Nah, I ain't gonna put. Yeah, Julio. Look, I don't want y'all to think I'm bashing Julio, but I just gotta point out the fact that, man, C+ character, bro.
Okay, we're gonna move on. I don't want any negativity on my
C+. Come on, you giving him a B?
Yes, at least.
C+ character because he was loyal.
What?
All right, Brillo, your rating scale is a little skewed at
He
this
was
point.
not moving.
What you mean? It was number 2.5. How many times you gotta say?
He got listen. He got put in a blender by goodness. I'm gonna let y'all have Julio.
Dre is a master manipulator. You have to think about it too now. Who low-key raised Dre? Kanan, and he had tutelage under Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
You telling me Julio had tutelage under Ghost as well for probably a longer amount of time and didn't learn nothing from that man?
Not saying that, but it was kind of different. Like
his was different.
Yeah,
they had him with the money and stuff. I mean, he was counting the money at one time.
Julio
got different sides of Ghost. Dre was able to kind of see both worlds. Julio really didn't see like the business, what's the word I'm looking for?
The club part of the world.
Yeah, that part is a word I'm not coming to me right now. But he was pretty much able to see, that type. And Dre, honestly, probably, is smarter than Julio at this point. But give Julio his flowers. Stop playing. Okay, you didn't even come to the funeral. You dipped out on the funeral, and you over here disrespecting Julio.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you over here in the trap tripping? Why you trap tripping today, bro?
I ain't disrespecting Julio.
He mad at his daughter. Don't worry about him.
It's misguided anger. Okay,
it's misguided anger.
Well, how many bodies Julio got that we saw?
We're not going there. Okay,
there you go.
One. Give me one.
I can't think of any right now.
As much as we watch Power.
Didn't he kill one of the guys that he was fighting in that scene?
Yeah, he killed two of the guys.
He killed two of them.
Okay, y'all got it.
That's his I surrender, I'm tired.
He killed two of the guys who killed him. Clap it up for Julio.
All right, I'm gonna clap it up because I know you're being sarcastic, but I'm still gonna.
No, I'm saying you see. Come on, man. If I say, never mind. Let's go.
All right, that's all right. Let's move on. We gonna be here all night talking about Julio, okay? And pretty much Ghost was. I said, Lord, Ghost. He talking about me. Tommy was like, I need more. Like, you bringing me this dude ain't enough. So I'm gonna need the territory that we gave you for Julio, and I need to speak to your connect. So Uriel is not really trying to hear that because his connect is the Jimenez brothers, okay? And he don't want them involved. But Tommy was like, either I kill you and still get to the connect, or I'm gonna keep you alive and you help me get to the connect. So they agreed to let him meet with the connect. I'm sorry?
Pressing.
Yes, pressing. And Dre was like, yo, like Uriel, you didn't follow instructions. Like you weren't supposed to make it look like no kill because it can cause a war. So Uriel, he upset, Dre upset. So of course now Dre still got to figure out how to mastermind everything. And I kind of want y'all to kind of break down just the Jimenez brothers. Like, how did y'all feel about the Jimenez? Was they pressing? Was they not? Did they let you down? Like, how do you feel about the Jimenez Mucci? Like, how was you feeling about them?
I thought they was the sisters the most. So even though it's technically they're brothers, it's really the sister that's the real deal. She's like the real threat.
Yeah. She was like the ghost bird. She was like the lead sibling. Do you think it was pressing? Did you like them as a plug, Brillo?
Nah, they got stepped on.
They got stepped on. Okay.
I mean, initially, they were good, but Diego was a liability. He was kind of a bonehead if you really think about it.
Yeah.
And Alicia, she was good, but I think she had a lot of hubris. She let it get to her head. She thought she was untouchable, and we see how it ended up. And plus, they got outsmarted by the great, James St. Patrick as well. So
yeah,
they were a good plug, but if for free rating power plugs, they on the lower end.
Yeah.
They are. I could agree with you with that, Brillo.
Yes.
Because it was just like they didn't stay around that long.
No, they really didn't.
But we got plugs that didn't stay around long at all. That's at the top tier, though, to me.
That's true.
Like a beyond Jason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Jason did more. He had that security
and like the
thing,
same
and
amount of time. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, they didn't stay around that long. I think. I mean, they didn't stay around that long, and then they got jammed up.
Definitely, but the fire introduction scene, was definitely on par. We had Mason, who was one of their employees, and he pretty much was snorting all the cocaine, and they was like, "Oh, you want to snort all our drugs? Okay, cool, go ahead, smoke all this." So they made him pretty much snort the coke, so he started bleeding, and then he pretty much dies. And because they realized, like, oh, we were informed that there's a informant in the midst, and of course through the scene, we realized it's his wife, or at least baby mother, that was pretty much snitching, and they killed her. And he had the gold blicky. I was like, yes, for the gold. I love me a good gold gun accessory. But that comes up a lot in the future episodes as well. But it pretty much kills the whole family because we can have no snitching and people over here snorting all the drugs. But it was kind of cute with the balance, and she's over there hugging the baby while they killing her mama. Little blood. Let me get that blood, little baby.
I didn't really like this plug. I didn't like them. No. And I usually like the smug characters like them, but for some reason, they just rubbed me the wrong way. The Jimenez. I couldn't even tell you why.
No, I get it. It wasn't really my favorite. I just like the fact that mainly because of the mystique around, them just being brother and sister and not just brothers. That was part of it.
Yeah.
Woman being badass.
Cool. That was hard.
Yeah. But that was fire. But yeah, we got Ghost over here in the interview, and they're pretty much putting on a nice little front. And the reporter, she trifling. Like, she was pretty much asking Tasha, like, Tasha, it must have been, frustrating seeing, your husband's mistress, in and out of the courtroom, and Ghost, you really wasn't like clear. Your mistress pretty much put her job on the line to save you. I'm like, we trying to help or not? Like, she was kind of doing how Janelle was doing, not Janelle, whoever was interviewing Zeke.
Yeah.
Like, what we doing? And of course, Stern was tight. We know his little tighty whities was all in a bunch. But Brillo, your grandson, I think another strategic move. He's over there questioning Dre because he covered for Dre. He wasn't here in the beginning of the episode when we discussed it. But Tommy asked your grandson, Tariq, did he know that Kaden was alive? He was like, no, Dre didn't know. So Dre's asking your grandson, like, hey, why did you cover for me? He was like, well, I figured, I would cover for you so you can tell me the truth. And he started asking about, if his dad set up Kanan, was his mom's involved? Did Tommy know? Like, he's trying to get the truth. So how do you feel about, your grandson keeping Dre in his back pocket as the truth teller?
Look, we need this. Look, this Tariq, we need to stop hating on him. Stop hating on him. Yeah, stop hating on him and put the blame where it belongs. Put the blame where it belongs with his parents. He's a kid. This is exactly why they don't get tried as adults. It's exactly why they don't get tried as adults, because they're not adults. They can't make these moves. But this right here was a shrewd move, showing that he's thinking. He's already in the game. So people need to stop hating on, talking about, I hear everything, what I'm saying, about this era Tariq. Okay, yeah, we couldn't stand him because of his behavior, but you got to look deeper than that.
No, it's definitely deep rooted, and it goes beyond Tariq. But at the same time, we got to hold him accountable, because at 15, 16, we were able to make decisions in our lives that we had control over. So I'm gonna give him some accountability, but definitely his parents are to blame as well. But you, because you admitted yourself, you a deadbeat grandpa. You was locked up. You doing what you need to do. Big Mama was stepping in when you should have been babysitting too. Like, you was a hot mess, Brillo. So I kind of blame you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Got to.
I appreciate the accountability. So Tommy meets with the Jimenez brothers, and he was like, "Yo, y'all killed my distro. Therefore, I need for y'all to repay me, okay? So I'm gonna need the territory that I gave up for Julio. Now, I don't know why I was thinking the whole time when we hear that Ghost bought Julio out, I was just thinking Ghost just gave them a bunch of money. I didn't even think about Ghost giving them territory. Like, I don't know why I wasn't thinking about territory, but apparently that's how they pretty much bought Julio out, was giving the total. He could have gave them money too, but they're really specifically talking about corners that they gave the Total Locos game. And he was like, I also killed Lobos, and they try to take credit for Lobos kill. He was like, no, your attempt didn't work. We ended up, well, that even wasn't their attempt. They were trying to frame them. But he was like, I killed Lobos. Now y'all the number one connect in Mexico, and y'all still able to be free to go back and forth from Mexico to the States. So y'all owe me big time. So I'm gonna need port access, and I'm gonna need those corners back. So what's up? And they pretty much tell them, like, we gotta think about it. Do you have anything to add about Tommy and the Jimenez and how he pressing them? Nope. Just Tommy
a real, that's what pressing is, okay? Not all that other stuff.
He had demands, honey. He had demands. I was like, okay, Tommy. But of course, he ends up needing Ghost to seal the deal. But we'll get to that. But Ghost is over there with his son while his wife done lied and said she was with Lakeisha, but she over there doing the karaoke with Terry Silver, singing her little heart out. They share a little kiss. And he was like, well, I shouldn't be kissing, the wife of my client. How do you feel about this, Brillo?
Hey, that woman do what she want to do with her body. I do not care, not even a little bit. Who cares?
How do you feel, Mooch?
Look, she's ready to give the cookie up. You know that. Look, he's smiling. Look at him cheesing. Wow. She looking at him.
She ready. She got the milk out and everything. Then while she over there on her low, it's not a date. It was a group thing, but
it's a date. Come on, man. Stop with that, bro. Like,
it's not a real date.
It wasn't a real date. Like, I'm having a thing. I'm doing this. Why don't you come over and come by?
It was like 8 people there, Brillo.
All right, so yeah, okay. Come on now.
So you think that's a date?
Bro, if I go out with my homeboys and there's some chicks there, like,
that's not no date.
That's not no date. That's like a group setting. Yeah. You in a group setting.
They kissing and stuff.
That don't mean
they wasn't kissing like the people.
All right, man. It's so many. Okay.
Brillo, you really think that's a whole date with 8 people doing karaoke?
Yes, bro.
Really?
It's a group date. They couple.
I need Miss Brillo on the line. I need to clarify what's going on over here. What your husband talking about? No, that ain't no date. Oh God, I'm getting frustrated.
It's crazy.
That's a whole date for real, Brillo? You don't believe that?
Look at Terry face.
That don't got nothing to do with it.
Watching her singing and smiling.
She from 3LW. She a celebrity. She could sing.
Oh my goodness.
All right, Brillo think 8 people is a date, y'all. Let's just put it out there, okay?
So he's saying it's a date. What's the chat saying? That's what I want to know.
Put a 1 in the chat if y'all think if it's multiple people, it's okay. DeMarcus said it's a group date. Y'all see Yolanda said it's a kickback, dude, not a date. That's
Thank you, Queen.
A double date is 4 people.
Yeah, it's not like they was like,
you into it with your dude. He going on date with baddies. Come on, man. Why we pretending? You're not gonna be cool with that.
Everybody saying on support game, and he says it's a date. Inga said it's not a date. Y'all Queen said it's a kickback, not a date. DeMarcus says it's a group date. I don't understand how you go on a group date. I don't understand that. But group date is double date. That's like when it's 4 people, like what Pretty Girl says. So I don't see it as that. Look, anywho,
it don't even matter.
Let's move on. So Ghost, Ghost is over there telling Tariq that he done cooked dinner because his mama out with Lakeisha. And so he's over there playing these violent video games. He was like, "This don't bother you?" He was like, "Nah, this fake." We starting to see the mentality of your grandson. So he was like, at the end of the day, he was like, "Pops, like, what's going on?" Kanan said you was mad. He didn't tell me why. Like, he's pretty much asking Ghost the truth. And this is Ghost's prime opportunity to be real with Tariq. And he lies and tells him, no, Kanan went to jail because he committed a crime. Your mom ain't had nothing to do with it. And Tariq lies back. He was like, well, I just met Kanan on the street. This is mistake number 85, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all have anything to add?
But Tariq need his butt kicked, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He still do. It's like I said, it's all need accountability.
He don't. Like, all you need him to do is tell the truth. You just can't beat your kids, man.
But you do have a choice as a kid to not be over there doing drugs and doing lit too.
A kid, all kids are different. Somebody like you, beating him is not gonna do nothing but make him resent. You gotta talk to him. Y'all just can't be whooping these kids. Expect that could fix the behavior. Like, no. He should have just told him the truth, but he didn't. It cost him his life.
Yes.
Facts.
I mean, he did have an opportunity to tell him the truth. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
He already been exposed to Kanan. You don't know what Kanan is feeding this dude, but you still sitting there lying to him. And the whole power community, Tariq need a beating. He need more than a beating.
I didn't say
a beating. You gonna heal from a whooping. You talking to somebody? Look, I got so many whoopings. At some point, it didn't matter. It didn't hurt no more. Okay, I used to do dumb stuff. The whoopings don't hurt no more after a while. You be in there like my man, like off Glory, not even crying.
Oh, he had one tear.
That make it worse though when your parents beat you not crying. They make you want to beat you more. You better act like it hurt.
You ain't
game. Like, no, they should have told him the truth. Beating him wasn't gonna do nothing but make him resent them even more. Cause now they lying to me and beating me up.
I agree. And he also mentioned like, hey, I'm not scared of Kanan because Kanan saved my life. So he's at this point, he ain't even mad at Kanan because he feels Kanan saved his life, but at the same time, Kanan low-key has something to do with him even being in that position.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's no dummy. Like, Kanan made that choice.
Isn't this also when he was doing a lot of lean to
yeah, we're gonna talk
because he looked like he high there.
Yeah, he's been doing lean this episode. And so the next morning, Tasha finds a ring on the bed, and Ghost was like, in the interview, she was like she had to sell her ring. And I don't think Ghost knew that, and I'm like, Tasha, you saving all this money apparently. Where it at? Because it didn't come through at the end, but I'm gonna let it go for now. So I would like to think this was a romantic gesture because he said the first time I did this is because you made me a better criminal. But now I'm doing this because yesterday during the interview, you came through and made me a better man. Was that bullish, Brillo?
Of course it was. He didn't want his fake wife to be walking around without no ring. That's a bad look for him.
It is, because he continued to say, well, Stern is throwing me a welcome home party. It's going to be a lot of politicians there, so you're going to need to work the part. I'm like, what is it? Like, for play or for fake, or you really want to be married again? Like, I don't know. Like,
you're not going to tell her the truth. She don't deserve the truth. Here,
she did kind of get the truth, though, because he was like,
it don't matter at this point.
But when he first came home, didn't he tell her that he wanted to reconcile? And she was like, it was too late for all of that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he is still trying, but it's like, that girl done put her career on the line, and she's really showing you how much she loves you. If things get smoothed out, maybe she feels like he was going to go back to her.
Yeah, she at this point, she kind of over it. Like, and I get it. Like, at some point, after so many lies and so many BS, you ain't even cute to me no more, my man. Like,
you don't have no leg to stand on, no man.
Mm-hmm.
She do the same thing, but the community gloss over it.
Hi, Candy.
The ladies in the community gloss over it.
Here you go.
So we at the party.
Facts, Moochie. I don't know why y'all like to. I don't know why y'all do that.
What? Repeat that.
Like you said, all the stuff, all the lies. They lie to each other, man.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you with that.
Yeah, that's true.
So it ain't all on him.
That's true. So we're at the party, and of course, Stern is trying to get James to really focus on Manhattan, but James want to be in Queens doing the community work. And who does he have that he had met this evening? Who represents Queens? Rashad Tate. So this is the first time Tate is on the screen in Power, okay? And of course, Tate doing Tate, like, keep up the good work, my brother. It's funny because he's saying the same ish to Tariq. But the reporter, Olivia, over there trying to flirt with Ghost and telling Ghost, well, she doesn't love you anymore. I can tell. I was like, God, she was over there pressing Ghost. Real horde, okay? And so, yeah, your grandson doing the lean, Brillo, all night in his room. Raina was like, hold up. Tariq, what's going on? Because mommy telling me about Kanan. And of course, she was like, I heard mommy over there telling daddy that he should have killed him. What's going on? She's like, I found this great school in Connecticut, Choate. I feel like we should just go away and go to Choate together. He was like, I ain't going to no raggedy, all white school in the birds. Like, I ain't doing that. I'm like, yeah, you end up going there. All right, bro. But, he pushes her and tell, you ain't got mommy to help you. I was like, ooh, like this is the part where I ain't gonna lie. He needed his behind whoop right here, bro.
Oh, yeah.
What you say? Pushing your sister?
Cursing
her out? Do you agree with that, Brilla? Do you condone this behavior?
Yes.
What?
I'm done.
Wait, what? Why, brother? Can you elaborate, please?
No, I don't.
I just want to know. What, she was being nosy? What?
He should have just, he don't need to be in there doing lane. He just lost at this point. She was actually right. She had good advice. He was 100% wrong on this one.
Okay. I'm like, you right.
Okay. I was like, I wanted to hear what he was going to say about him pushing her.
Got to be playing. Now, this was retarded on so many levels. Sandoval goes to Donovan's house to kill him. He got the whole Blicky and Silas out all in the hallway. Like, and then Donovan ain't even home, but his daughter. What in the street smarts is this? She opening the door. Hello? I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you opening the door? Piss me off. But he realizes Donovan isn't there because he's at Angie's house. Over there investigating. They're realizing Sandoval is the mole. And Sax comes over to, visit Angie. He was like, well, I think Donovan's the mole. So she kind of did what Diana did. She kind of opened that door. And Donovan looking like the angry black man, like, motherfucker.
No, it ain't me.
So they all realizing that Sandoval is the mole. Y'all have anything to say about this craziness?
Let me find out that they live in the same building that Famous live in, because that's what it looked like to me.
I hope not.
Let me find out. No, I'm just
Donovan. You have to call the people over there because the rates aren't rating over there. Okay. I'm saying, let me find out Donovan was getting paid less. The board game, Donovan never told his kids never to answer the door. That's what I'm saying. My mama will whoop my behind if she found out I answered the door
like that and ain't look through no peephole.
Like you get the speech when you was about to be home alone. Don't answer the phone. Don't answer the door. Like,
and don't touch the stove.
If somebody came home, came knocking on the door. What?
Look, don't touch the stove.
I got something warmed up, man. If you was a certain age, you know how to do certain, or you had cereal privileges.
Unless you had a forgetful child where look, don't touch the stove.
Yes. And if you better throw that meat out, because you got to make sure.
We cooking this tonight. Throw it out. Take the meat out the freezer.
Yeah, I used to come home with a little note on the envelope. The instructions. See, the kids got it good today. That got text messages and everything. We had all that.
You had notes, or they would call when they know you home from school.
Yeah. So Tommy and Ghost meet up. Ghost realized that Tommy allowed Proctor to pretty much clean up the body and throw away the evidence of the recording. So Ghost is like, no, we can't do that. Proctor ain't even our lawyer no more. He can use this as leverage. Like, what are you doing? And he's really scared now because he done met with Proctor and Ghost done talk. And Proctor was like, Tommy is a lunatic. He's crazy. Like, he already know how much Proctor fears Tommy. So he's getting worried. Like, Tommy, you're not doing your due diligence. I'm gonna need you to start handling some ish because you giving Proctor too much power. Oh, Lord. Now, don't get me wrong. I feel like Tommy should have killed my man. I ain't gonna lie. Malcolm, he had to go. But I don't know. Brilla, was there any way around this situation? Like,
no.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. Tasha. She leaves the party to go to Silva's house. And she was like, this ring here is just for facade. It's not for real, bro. It's for play. I'm playing a role. And then she asked the questions. What if I never met James? What if I met you first?
This is like the worst. Like, I rarely get on the writers because I admire them, what they do, and I know they do a good. This was some BS, man. How they did her character, like it's just what's going on here, man? It makes sense. Like, okay, ladies, like you got James who want to go in the good path, and then you got this lame dude that's already on the good path. Like, who are you gonna build with? You got to it makes no sense.
Well, at this time, not saying I'm condoning her actions at all.
No, I'm speaking for 2-3 seasons ago when he first trying to get out of the game. Now they too mad at each other. It's too.
Yeah, it's too
James
late.
is already in love with Angela.
Yeah, too much stuff has happened.
With. But dog, like this whole change, that's like changing. That's like completely changing the character. You know what I mean? Like, had him doing something just completely out of character. Like if Tommy start ratting on, or was scared to pull the trigger on somebody, or it just don't make sense with the character, in my opinion.
What do you think about this, Moochie?
I was kind of mad at this because you sitting here saying, what if I never met James? But you wanted him to stay in the game and he's trying to get out. It's like contradicting. So now you're going to go with this L7 and you're not going to be with the real dude that basically pulled himself out the mud and y'all got all of this. And he's trying to make it legit where y'all don't have to have that kind of life. It's conflicting.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, Tasha. So they do the do, y'all. Meanwhile, Proctor is on his way home and he gets, questioned by Mock and pretty much saying like, hey, I was doing some research on Malcolm's phone and yeah, you was one of the last people he called. So what's up? So he was telling him like, hey, these people gonna end up killing you. You keep covering for them. Like, it ain't safe. You need to just come with me, tell the truth, and shame the devil. But he's still holding 10 toes down, Brillo. You gotta admit that.
Cause he knew he was been the dead man. He know who he dealing with. Just if you don't do something just because you know you're gonna die off of it, you don't get no points from me. You gotta stand on it because you gotta be willing to live with it. He's not willing to live with it. He willing not to die for it. You gotta live with it though. Proctor wasn't gonna go sit in no cell for Tommy and Ghost.
That's facts.
No, he wasn't.
That's facts. But meanwhile, Ghost being who he is, a ghost. He was across the street the whole time watching the whole thing. That's what I loved about little scenes like this. I was like, see, the bird in me was coming out. Sorry, y'all. So the last scene, Tommy calls his daddy. And he wasn't hearing. He's like, my daddy dead. I don't know what you talk about, old man. Like, what? And as soon as he was like, yeah, I met Kate. She was over there at the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang Club in Atlantic City. I mean, I'm just making that up because I can't remember the actual name of the club. But he was like, yeah, she was a dancer. I got a thing for redheads. As soon as he said that, he was like, You my
you are my daddy.
Ada Pappy, yes, Ada Pappy. So of course Tommy over there stressed out. The bud ain't even working no more. He's like a little mind blown. But that's pretty much how the episode ends. But how do you feel about this reveal? Was it fire to you or not, Brillo? Like, was you feeling this whole Teresi
and
thing?
I wanted to like Teresi. I mean, because, but you know, when he started doing his 1-2 when he got out, this was exciting time for Power.
Mm-hmm.
This part, you know what I'm saying, with Teresi being Tommy's dad and everything. But as far as what he was trying to do, nah, bro.
Yeah, I was. I didn't never really love Teresi. I never loved this storyline, mainly because he had too much ish already. He already knew who Ghost was. He already know about the Marshall death. Like he was always an opportunist. So I just feel like this was always going to end up bad on some level because it's Power. We already know people don't turn out to be good. Moose, you have anything to say about Teresi and Tommy and their little?
I did like the reveal in the beginning. And the progression of it, but then when it was like the second reveal of what he really was, that's when I was kind of pissed off.
Yeah, that was a lot. But that was it, y'all. That was it. So, Moochie, what you got coming on? You got something going on tomorrow night? Tell
people. Tomorrow night we're gonna pregame. We're gonna pregame before the episode comes on at 9. Hopefully I have a little group on. Yeah. And then I also have Yellow Jackets coming tomorrow, as well as Sunday. We are doing Cooley High old school. If y'all want to see it, Cooley High is free. It's available on YouTube. You got your commercials, but y'all can watch it if you have not watched it. Let's talk and reminisce about the good old times with Cooley High.
That's one of the movies I can't even watch Cersei.
I know, Lord. You know we got to get to that.
I'm gonna try to make it, but I'll be there tomorrow night talking about Book 2 Ghost, the finale. Brillo, what's going on over there? The big review.
Keep your notification bells on. I'm pressing. I got so much content coming up, so keep them bells on. PG, I can't wait. You got to be on the show on Friday. I need you on the show Friday. I don't know if you got a previous and get something going on, but you got to come on the show after the finale. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be Friday. One of these days, yeah, because we got to talk about some things. I can't wait.
That's fine. Yes, you guys, I'm probably one of the last, of the Mohicans I have not watched the finale. Because I don't know. I just wanted to wait to watch it. Till I see it, not bootleg and just nice color and I just wanted to wait. So I haven't watched it yet. So you will get my fresh review on Sunday at 11 a.m. I will be reviewing What's Love Got to Do with It, probably like next Monday or Tuesday. But I may change that. But keep your notifications bells on because I got to celebrate Tina of the Turner. Okay. And yes, we'll be here next week, episode 8. Of course, me and Brillo coming soon in June, the Pretty Thorough podcast. So we're going to make sure you are notified well in advance for that. And that's it, y'all. Thank you for coming through. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to all of our channels. Like, and the like. Okay, please help. What you say, Moochie? Put us in the algorithm.
Yeah, put us up in that algorithm, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.